Hey guys, welcome to PCube, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today's song is a request by two people almost back to back, which made it so interesting. So we had to check it out. This song is from Jim and Mike. So thank you guys for your song request and for your support. This is Nick Drake, and the song is called Riverman. Apparently, the singer passed away when he was only 26, like years ago. Yeah, so we are interested to explore this. So let's go ahead and get this started.
Betty came by on her way, said she had a word to say about things today and fallen leaves. Said she hadn't heard the news, hadn't had the time to choose way to lose, but she believes. Gonna see the riverman, gonna tell him all I can about the plan for lilac time. If he tells me all he knows about the way his river flows and all-night shows in summertime.
Let's just wait here before like getting into. Oh my god!
Oh my
God!
I am speechless and I cannot believe what I've heard. I think it is definitely the most different song that I've heard in my whole life.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
in
even know where to
any
start.
kind of
Yeah.
differentness. It reminds me of something like Chaminade or something in the classical music, because like there are some composers in classical music that you're like, in that era this kind of music was happening and this kind of like sounds were typical. How? And you see a composer and you hear like it happens a lot with the women composers, especially because they have such a different kind of voice that you're like, it's that different that I couldn't even imagine that this exists. And also like something like French music in the classical music, like it has its own completely world and a sound that it's like, it doesn't even, you cannot say that this is and this are in the same category. It's crazy the atmosphere that it was made by the chords and harmonies that were suddenly like it was peaceful and like relieving, and then suddenly it was so dark and so, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
and then the melody that he was singing on the top of this, I it blew my mind. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I can't pinpoint. I mean, yeah, we can try to like explain why, but I gotta look at the harmonies first of all. So just give me a second.
I mean, before we started to listen, we read a little about the singer, and as you said that he had like depression and he was taking depression pills, and I think it was also even his death cause because he had overdose on depression. I was like, okay, that song should be something different, because when it comes from a person with so much of a deep feelings of like something like depression, or in general like so much mental deep feelings that caused to be such a sensitive person that couldn't handle his emotion, and it caused the depression, or you know, the all of the complexity of a human's brain that can has, and the emotion, the complex emotion that the person can have. It's crazy when you see a person like that and then they create art. It's always something that you're like, it's different, you know, it's like it's coming from somewhere that is not normal, and it's not like some casual work of art. It's like so deeply attached to somebody's emotion and somebody's story.
So I found the chords for this because I was so like I couldn't pinpoint like what is it in the harmony that like it gives. First of all, you cannot feel that it's going anywhere. It just feels like we are there floating the entire time, and it keeps, I don't know, changing the mood a little bit here and there, but not like without a direction. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, I think we found the answer a little bit because it changes between like A minor 9, so it's A minor with a 9, which creates kind of like that, kind of this color, depends on the voicing, or this color, and then immediately goes to a G minor with a fourth added. So again, we have like those three notes, so that we have like constantly like three notes that are like stepwise, even in a chord, and then we have that, and then we have back to that again, and then we finally have like F major, which is kind of like our like landing point a little bit, and the entire song is that, like, I mean, it like alternates and then they switch here and there for most of it, but I think that's why it gave it that like sense of no direction so far, because of all the ninth and the fourth, that when you add them, the chord is not going to be a triad anymore. So from like, instead of an A minor, you have A, B, C, which are like right next to each other. That's like my guess, actually, I'm not sure. And then you have the E, obviously, or in G minor, when you add the fourth, again, you have B flat, C, and D. So again, three notes that are back to back. So then you kind of lose that sense of this chord wanting to go somewhere, and it kind of makes you float way more than usual. I think that was the reason, that because like from the moment they started it, it really felt like we are not in this world. So here we go. Let's listen to the rest of it. It just feels like, I think it really was starting to get like heavier and heavier. So I don't want to pause it a lot. So here, let's go back a little bit and then listen to the rest.
Summertime. Betty said she prayed today for the sky to blow away, or maybe stay. She wasn't sure, for when she thought of summer rain calling for her mind again, she lost the pain and stayed for now. Gonna see the riverman. Gonna tell him all I can about the band. Feeling free. If he tells me all he knows about the way this river flows, I don't suppose it's meant for me. Oh, how they come and go. Oh, how they come and go.
Oh my god, what is that? We never got to anything to end. Like the harmony is just killing me right now.
That has a reason, because the whole time it was, first of all, I was feeling that I'm in the mind of a person with a very deep depression, and I can see through his eyes, and it's not an easy experiment. And he just showed what is in his mind, especially, I mean, aside from the harmony and the everything in the song, but also the fact that you could hear the environmental sounds, and they were also sometimes related to the lyrics. For example, when he was saying river, you could hear the river. It was exactly like you're in a prison of you have depression, and your mind is in a prison, and you're completely separated from the world, but still you are going, and it's like a wall is around you, but you still can hear some sounds of the like environment, like when you go past to the street, or you're walking, you're in your mind, and you're in your completely in there's nothing that you can go out and let go, and you just hear some sounds here and there, and you're not going anywhere with anything, you're just stuck in something, and you just exist, and also with the harmonies and the music that never went anywhere or never had a resolve, it was exactly like that. For example, one very bold example that comes to my mind, it was exactly after that you paused and then you restart again. It was a short, like just the music part, and it was like going down from a chord, and then instead of go down again and resolve it, and that you expected, it went up somewhere, and it didn't resolve. It just went somewhere completely, like that is lost, and it's not resolving, and you never come home, and you never arrive somewhere safe, or somewhere that you say, okay, I can put my feet on the ground now. And it's exactly like that with the depression, and it's like you're not going anywhere, you're not going forward, you're not going backward, you're just sitting and existing, and there are something happening around you, but you're stuck in your mind. And it's I think it's the most heaviest song, and even the heaviest piece of art that I've seen. And it's just I'm so speechless. I'm so mad somehow that I've never heard this song before, and I'm like, why a song like that? I mean, I'm sure it's also kind of a big deal, and so many people knows it, and I know that I'm not the person that knows a lot of songs, you can see on the channel. But I mean, I'm mad that this is not even a bigger deal, and it's not a more like famous and like, I don't know, maybe I just doesn't know it,
No,
but
I
it
think you're
sounds for
right.
me
Yeah.
like an individual artist songs that they are like a hidden gem and nobody knows it, but some people knows it and really appreciate it. It sounds like that, like something like a Tamino or something. I can imagine that the artist is somebody like that, but it's so sad that we hear so many. Uh, I can even say that similar songs that you hear a lot because of the branding and because of the advertisement and because of the whole industry, but such a song like that is pure art and pure feeling, you hear like you never you never hear. And I wonder what other kind of music or songs are out there like that you never even get to hear in your whole life because there's no big brands behind them or something.
Yeah, I don't think he was famous. So he just, as you said, in his lifetime, he just recorded music for himself. But I think after him passing away, he got some reputation. Kind of like somebody in the comments here was like the Van Gogh of music, that everybody like discovered him after his death. Yeah, so that was also, yeah. Yeah, it's, I mean, it's really sad, but it's, again, somebody else in the comments said that's like a good lesson for the unknown musician. If you want to record something, if you have your music, your ideas recorded, don't wait for anything to happen for you. You have to make it your own. So that was also nice.
I know I talked a lot, but I want to say one thing more, and then you can have the rest. I said that it's sad that it's not famous, but he's not famous, but it's kind of also I think it would end up maybe more sad if he would become famous, because then he would be somebody like Nirvana, I mean like Kurt Cobain, because with the fame it comes, and especially as such a sensitive person with so many feelings, I think being famous is not for this kind of people, because with the fame comes so many other bad things and so many people that see you from the perspective, and like have expectation or so many bad
Yeah.
things that shouldn't have happened to the artist. I think I don't wish for him that he would have been famous, and I think it was even worse for his feelings and depression even, or something, because see what happened to Kurt Cobain or
Yeah.
other people that
Yeah,
got famous. Yeah,
that's true. That's the dark side of, I guess, being a musician sometimes, or like being any kind of artist.
being an artist.
Yeah. As you described the feeling of the song so perfectly that I don't want to like go anywhere near it, because the way that you said, it's just a perfect description of like us being in his mind, and like all the ways that he experiences his world. Like everything is there, but also you don't feel it that present, all the environmental sound. That was so interesting. And I feel like the way that there was like a lot of strings as we went, and the strings kind of got deeper and deeper and lower, and then there was like a double bass at some point that really really went low. I think that also like helped with, as the song started, we were not that deep in his mind, and then as the song went by and then these different layers of strings were added, we kind of were more isolated as we went. At first I feel like we were kind of like with him, like kind of walking around, but then as the song went by, we kind of like we were isolated with him, because then everything else was kind of like blurry, all the bird sounds, everything else, but then those voices that were inside were more bold and present, and you could hear them more clearly. So that was like the best way to describe that. And even though the song had like a peaceful vibe, I would say. Not like it wasn't like really rushing. There was no climax, there was no dynamic change like in his voice or in the song that much. It really felt like we are just getting deeper and deeper and the song becomes heavier. But at the same time, there was what like an element of uneasiness for me in the song. And I was thinking about, I mean, I have to analyze everything because, I was thinking about the time signature. And then if you notice that the time signature is, I think it's actually 5/4, because it was a 1 2 3 1 2. It kind of reminded me of that jazz song that we listened to, Take Five. That was, I mean, that had like the vibe were totally different, but it had also that feeling of we are not settled in. We are just on the edge a little bit of like falling apart. And even though the song was not meant to be that aggressive or that dramatic, it had the same vibe in this one as well, because it had like a quiet and subtle uneasiness to it that you felt it really a little uncomfortable, like some things are off, obviously, even though we are in this isolated and beautiful and serene mind space. It's not everything is okay. Like there's some things that are off. And one thing I wanted to add, one more thing that I wanted to add was also the lyrics. Like being, if you listen to the lyrics, they're also like not fully, I didn't understand what he's talking about necessarily, because there are like different characters, and I'm sure there's like a some kind of symbolism, or like there are metaphors for different things. But even though there was a story, we were not, it felt like we are not invited to know everything. It was just like a little bit of that and a little bit of that, and then you had to piece these things together to kind of have your own interpretation. So I think that also adds to the feeling of it. Everything is seems so quiet and so calm and peaceful, but there's like things that are off here. So those were very like, it's, as you said, it's so genius that if that's actually the way that he was experiencing the world, or like the way that he felt it was feeling, it's so genius that he could bring it so perfectly into music. It's just like an artist like painting something, and then when you look at it, you can see that how he was like looking at the world. It kind of felt like that kind of thing. And then I'm not sure like if that's like meant something personal to him, or if that's the way that he was experiencing the world, but that's definitely something very interesting to think about. It was very deep, actually. It was very, very
Yeah,
touching and like,
very heavy.
yeah, very heavy. Yeah. But we are so glad that we discovered him, and we have a video of him now on our channel. That was a very beautiful song as well. So thank you, Jim and Mike, for requesting and suggesting this song to us. And thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you want to support us more, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video. Bye!
Bye.